Welcome back to Let's Play Trails in the Sky. Last time, we went around rolling, talking to everyone, and reported into the Bracer Guild. Today we have discovered that the mayor's residence was robbed. Today we're going to investigate the residence. Joshua. It's just like the mayor to have a ton of difficult books like this. It looks like he's got some valuable antique books here as well. The criminals either had no idea about the value of the books, or... This place is all torn apart. Lita would probably faint if she saw it. Looks like all the books on the shelf have been scattered about the room. It seems kind of senseless to have done all this. The clock's been tipped over, but there's nothing inside. It looks like it only tipped over after being hit by some force. The gift that we delivered to the mayor for the queen is... Those crooks are not going to get away with this. Doesn't look like they jimmied the door either. They must have decrypted the combination and opened it, or... Could they really have cracked the combination? It's not impossible, but I imagine that it would be difficult for anyone besides a skilled pro. My best guess is that they figured out the combination using a much simpler means. What do you mean by simpler means? Well, let's see. They could have, for example, dusted the buttons with a special powder. A powder like that would have absorptive properties, and due to its fineness, it would be invisible to the naked eye. However, if a blue light were placed over it, it would glow. Alright, and now let's imagine for a man that the mayor entered the combination with the powder pit. The powder on the buttons would stick to his fingers and come off. This would be one way to know which buttons were pressed. Now wait a minute, wouldn't they still not know the order in which the buttons were pressed? That's not exactly the case, as the powder collected on the fingers increased, the amount taken from the buttons would decrease. In other words, the crooks could press the buttons in order from starting from the least luminescent. It might be a little more difficult if there were duplicate numbers, but the crooks should still be able to make a pretty good guess as to what they are. That makes sense. Joshua, are you a genius or something? It's just basic knowledge. Anyway, let's check out the buttons. Just as I thought, powder was used. Now there's no doubt in my mind that the safe was opened using the same method I just explained. Alright, now the big question is, who dusted the buttons with that powder? We know that at least had to be at least someone who visited the residence. Right now, figuring out who that is, that's going to be the tricky part. Look, there are some marks on this railing. You're right, and they're fresh too. Looks like someone metal dug into the wood. Are you alright, man? Yes, I'm fine. The intruders weren't violent before this. Is there anything you noticed in particular about the intruders? They were wearing masks, so I wouldn't be able to tell you about any specific features. That reminds me, I'm certain the front door was locked. I locked the door just to be safe since my husband had gone to the chapel and there was no security. I wonder how in the world they got in. Well, we just found their point of entry. It looks like the intruders took off with a bunch of their food. I wonder if they were hungry. I had such a scare. I was cleaning up the attic and suddenly a bunch of masked men came barging in. Masked men, huh? That means this wasn't a one-man job. How many people were there? I'd probably guess about 3 or 4. Well, that reminds me, one of them was short. It might have even been a girl. When I think about the fact that I'm going to have to clean up the study, my head starts to spin. When I get my hands on those criminals, I'd be going to give them a beating like they'll never forget. Oh dear. Huh? What's this? Found surveillance footage. Don't you think it's a bit strange for a relief to be in a place like this? On top of that, it's not a type that grows around your eyes. You're sharp as hell. This is the place where the residents were locked. It was probably dropped by one of the criminals when they were locking everybody up. So it's a key piece of material evidence, right? They said that the door was locked at the time of the burglary, right? It doesn't look like the lock's been broken either. It means they got in another one. And we've established that. So, yeah, that's the investigation. I had the mayor run me through all the details. How about you two? Did you find anything? Alright then, let's check the details one by one and see what you come up with. First off, what were the criminals after? septic from the sink. How many of them were there? There was a group of 3 or 4. Where did they get into the house from? Point blank, what is the portrait of those who thought to commit the crime? Wow, you did a good job investigating. Well, it looks like we'll be able to specify who the criminals are with this information. Mayor Cloud, over the past 2 or 3 days, have you had any new faces in your study? When you put it that way, I guess it's been a number. A reporter from the magazine company. So those 2 came to visit you too, huh? But at the time of the crime, they were with us at Besmore Tower. I think we can cross them off the list of suspects. I see. So Mayor Cloud, were there any others? Other than that, there was only Josette. Well, let's not kid ourselves. I think it'd be a bit of a stretch for her to be our thief. After all, she's a student at the Royal Academy. Criminals aren't always dressed so they can be equally spotted. As for a school uniform, if someone took their mind to it, they could create a replica. But I'm telling you, she was a really nice girl. She was modest and courteous. Right, Joshua? Sorry to say this, but I completely disagree. Huh? During that time, when the mayor put the septium into the safe, that girl's lit up like a hunter eyeing her prey. Of course, since I had no conclusive evidence, I couldn't call her out on it. But at least to me, she didn't look like any ordinary student. You must be joking. Unbelievable. At any rate, it looks like we're going to have to ask this girl a few questions. You wouldn't happen to know where she is, would you? If I remember right, she should be staying at the hotel. But she said something about taking off from home sometime today. Well, it looks like we're going to have to break that. Let's tell Joshua. Let's try the hotel first. Right, understood. I can't believe something like this happened while I was away. I have also personally asked the guild to conduct an investigation. I apologize for the short notice, but your assistance in this matter would be highly appreciated. Shit. Oh, dialogue. Actually, man. Joshua, and even Sharon's on. Son of the man. Do you remember a girl named Josette? She's a student from the Royal Academy who should be trained. Of course I remember her, but she checked out just a moment ago. Oh, shoot! We're a minute too late. Let's hurry to landing port. We might be able to catch her there. She really didn't seem like a bad girl. Dialogue change. Please excuse the delay. The airliner should be arriving any time now, so please be patient. Yo, Alan, it's us if you haven't noticed. Oh, it's you guys. Ooh, and Sharon's on too. Take us from the sweet of the eye. So, what's up? You didn't by chance happen to see a girl in a school uniform around here, did you? Girl in a school uniform? A school uniform from where? From the Jennings Royal Academy? Oh, baby! Those uniforms aren't so hot. The contrast of those neatly pleated white skirts and navy blue socks? Oh, yes, I can see them now. I totally forget what the boys' uniforms look like, though. This is one obsession I just don't get. Thus, the finest man's eternal struggle. Back on topic here, so you didn't see a girl in a Royal Academy uniform? Nope, not this one. And believe me, I watched for those. I check all the passengers boarding and disembarking, so I can tell you that she had to come here. Which means that she came to Roland along the road without using an airliner. This complicates things. Our search field suddenly got much bigger. Come to think of it, there must be others, so they've got to be hiding somewhere. Wait, that reminds me. What does this though? Sal pulled out the surveys we found in the attic. I almost forgot that we found this. Could this be some sort of clue? Oh right, we did find it. Sure, do you know of any places nearby where survey trees grow? Survey trees, huh? I'm pretty certain they grow in Mistwald, south of Roland. Mistwald, that's the forest in the opposite direction from home as Roland, right? It seems like it's worth looking into. That settles it. Let's head up the highway to Roland Southgate. You're really excited, aren't you? Well, whatever it is, good luck. The Jennings Royal Academy, huh? Those uniforms sure are hot. Contrast to those neatly pleated white skirts and navy blue socks. Oh yes, I can see them now. Just what is going on? The airliner is late. I can't help but think that something has happened. Weren't you just bragging about the company's flag accident? The airline is late. I wonder what's going on. The airliner which was coming from both still hasn't arrived. We're prepared to receive the incoming ship, but I'm positive it's going to be an accident. Maybe it's a mistake. I don't know. Wait up! You're running like a crazy lunatic! Who can just swap at a time like this? Maybe I should think about getting back on those blasted cigarettes. What are the two of you up to? You kids again, huh? Actually, we gotta get to Bo's ASAP. The airliner's not even here yet. I know, that's why we're heading there on foot. It'll take some time, but it's not a distance that we can't cover by ourselves. Well, don't wear yourselves out too badly. By the way, are you after a scoop or something? Yeah, and the mother of all scoops too. No time to talk, we gotta make it there today. I wonder if Neil's going to be alright. See you later, son, Joshua. Or aren't they a lively pair? Friends of yours? Those were the porters from one of the jobs that I took over. Wonder what's going on. Well, I was gonna go to Mistwald, then I realized dialogue changed, so we're not going to Mistwald. We're gonna do a sweep of Roland, and we'll do Mistwald tomorrow. Looks like the intruder took over here now. The dialogue hasn't changed. Well there, it appears to me that you're... Okay. Dialogue hasn't changed? I'm just gonna assume dialogue hasn't changed. Let's go to Mistwald. I'm not sure if we're gonna do all of Mistwald today or not. So yeah, this is why I said the Rhinocider monster was required, because we do have to go to Mistwald for the sword. Fucking ladybug. So this is Mistwald, huh? Can you tell us anything, Sheriff? Someone came through here, alright. From what I can see, a number of people passed through here not long ago. Edward and Mary were on the right track. How can you be so sure? Shark and future doesn't give a sense of skill for braces. Anyway, let's check the woods. Be sure to keep your voices low. Roger that. Understood. Oh, this will be a shorter video. Yeah, we're gonna end things here, because once we get to the boss, it's gonna take a little bit. So next time on Trails in the Sky FC, we finish the prologue. I'll see y'all then.